I almost uploaded this video without the question of last week. Thank goodness I caught that before I did this, and I don't know why my face appears very shiny. This is what happens when you film a video in daytime. Anyways, if I could make an operator branch, what would it be? I don't know what's the name of this branch, and I can't tell you which class do I want to have this branch, but I know for certain that I want an operator who is able to become a mortar gunner. So what I mean is like, you know Bloons Tower Defense, there's that one monkey where you can apparently select a tile, and that's where the monkey always like strikes down. It kind of looks like Fear Meta, it kind of looks like Horn, but that's not what I mean. I want it to be someone where they maybe have a constant tile that they can attack, but that tile can be switched at any time in the game. I think that would be a very cool concept to see in Arknights, but might be very overpowered though, so that's the branch that I want to make. Welcome back to some Arknights news, and we're going to start off with some alerts, things that you guys should take note if you haven't already done so. In the Monster Hunter event, which is about to end soon, the login event does give you 10 free pulls if you haven't known that yet, and those 10 free pulls can only be used in the Monster Hunter banner, so do take note to grab them and then use them in the banner if you haven't done so. If you're eyeing for your Kirin Yato copy and you haven't gotten her yet, do remember that there is a pity system whereby you can get your first copy of Kirin Yato within 120 pulls. If you're just a little bit off of those number of pulls and maybe you have a free-to-play status or you don't pay too much in the game, I don't think this is a bad time to just put a little bit of money in just so that you can grab an operator that we're not very certain if she will rerun. I do think that there's a higher chance of a Monster Hunter banner returning compared to a Rainbow Six Siege banner, but that's just speculations of mine. I feel like Capcom is a more cooperative company and Ubisoft might be a little bit harder to catch. But that is for Hypergriff to hopefully give us a chance for Collapse to return one day. Collapse returning isn't entirely impossible because the CN server right now is currently experiencing their first ever Collapse rerun, and that is for the 9 Colored Deer event. It even returns with a brand new skin. This makes me a little bit hopeful that something like the Luo Xiao Hei collab will also come back at a certain point. So keep our copiums up in the air and hopefully we see Monster Hunter or even Rainbow Six Siege come back one day. Even more alerts to share, Annihilation has updated with a brand new map for you guys to play, which features Walk in the Dust enemies together with Code of Brawl. A very interesting mix, I would say. Then, SSS has also refreshed, there's no new maps, so if you just want to get your Tier 2 and Tier 3 module materials, it's time to play it again for this month. And finally, there's a new standard banner that's currently running, which features 2 iconic 6 stars, which are Surtur and Phantom. Phantom is a 6-star operator that you can buy in the certificate shop, along with Kirara, the 5-star. I would say that this is a pretty interesting standard banner, but I'm not a fan of pulling standard banner anyways. It's just for me to tell you guys if you are interested in those 2 operators. Alright, let's talk about new content that's gonna enter the game, because Monster Hunter banner is about to end, and right after it ends, we are going to see a rerun event happening, and that is for Guide the Head. This will feature the Fear Meta banner once again, so if you'd like to grab her, hopefully you have some pulls saved for her, and there will be a new skin for you to buy for Enforcer. This event also reruns with a few skins, being the ones from the Epoch series. There is going to be Silek, Tuye, along with Mulberry. Now we are about 1 month or 2 away from IS-3's 4th ending to appear, but while you are maybe experiencing the rerun for the first time or you've already played it and all you're going to do is farm, let me show you something you can do in the meantime. Now the page that I'm showing you guys right here is the official website for the Mizuki and Caerula Arbor event, IS-3 that is, and it's been here for about 4 if not 5 months already. But I have never taken notice of it until now, which is why I'm showing it to you guys, and I do think a lot of you have never seen this before as well. So it's a very interesting page for you guys to play around, especially during the Guide Ahead rerun. You can navigate it to see things like the trailer of the event if you never saw that. You can see some records, some little storylines of the enemies that appears within the event. There's a little soundboard, which I'm not very certain if there's like a secret here that you can unlock if you do it a certain way, but it's interesting that this is over here. There is live records of your play status. So for example, if let's say you want your personal stats over here, it will tell you the amount of ingots, the amount of hope that you spent, and even usually where you end your run in terms of what light you end it at. And there's also global statistics, so this is pretty interesting to see that 51% of the players have cleared one ending, but a massive 30% of you guys have already done all 3, which is marvelous of you all. And then you can also see things like the most picked guards, the most picked sniper. I'm very impressed that Haimo is like the 3rd most picked guard, by the way. And then you can see for all the other statistics as well. Very, very interesting numbers for you guys to play around with. But the biggest one that I think you guys can have a bit of fun around is a little mini game right here. So it's a very cutesy looking thing where you basically have to roll a dice constantly and experience a few encounters. I do think this is a bit of like a prequel mini game before the storyline of IS3. I'm not too certain myself because I haven't deeply played it, but I probably will play it on my stream at some point so that I can actually see the bit of the lore that goes on. But if you want to experience that lore yourself, then yes, that's why I'm showing it to you guys in this video. The official link for the website is going to be in the pinned comment of the video as well as the description for you guys to see. Now, CC12 Basepoint will be the final contingency contract season that ever happens in Arknights. CC has been rebranded or reskinned in a certain way with things like Pinch Out, which was a horrible event, you'll know why in just a few months, and DOS, which is about to happen in the CN server soon. But they don't have a proper rerunning high-end content that looks like CC in a while. So for those of you who's very concerned about your contract bounty, they won't be erased. This tab right here that you see will stay on the screen. But there is no more ways for you to get contract bounties after you've finished all the maps and the final season. So if you're very concerned when it comes to clearing out the store, which is pretty darn tough to do, what you could do in the coming CC season, which happens on the 1st of October, is that you don't spend any of your contract bounties on the seasonal store, and instead focus on the permanent trade store to get things like operator tokens that you want, skins, or even the potentials if they are the last thing for you to collect. So just a reminder and get you mentally prepared for the coming final season of CC. Well, Arknights Weekly isn't always about news. I'd like to spice it up with different things for you guys to experience from time to time. And for today, I want to give a shout out to the non-Arknights content creators who creates content for Arknights. And these people specifically are the musicians, the talented people who have given their great takes on Arknights music. Such YouTubers will include people like Marco Meatballs, who have reacted to so many of the music videos and even ambient synesthesia of Arknights. Then there's also Drumroll Tony, who has selected brilliant pieces that we've heard in Arknights. And finally, there's the iconic, long-staying YouTuber that you guys may already know, and that is 8-Bit Drummer, who have even drummed to various popular tunes of Arknights. I really appreciate that these musicians have taken the time to experience a little of the musical world of Arknights, despite not necessarily being Arknights players themselves. So that's why that's the shout out right after this video. Do check out their channels. I have to say though that the past week has been very exciting in terms of the various news that you get to hear about in social media, with things that are related to Arknights and even kind of unrelated to Arknights. I'm talking about situations such as the Unity drama, where people are talking about whether it will affect Arknights or even other gacha games. Then there's also Hyperglyph somehow releasing a new game that no one saw coming, which is called Popocop. And there's also the secret ghost announcement. Basically, no one even knew that there's a brand new Hyperglyph company called Glyph Frontier. And what's the significance of that? All these various news, instead of covering them in this video, I'm going to be making separate videos for them. So look forward to seeing them on my channel very soon. Other than that, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys. Bye bye.